song is called Fine.
For the parents, not for the kids. A lot of people, you know, when they find out where I grew up in the Philippines, they say, aren't you glad you're in a safer place? And I say, sure, but when I was a kid, I never had to worry about school shootings or any of that shit, you know? So, no, I'm not happy to be living here at this fucking moment. And to add something which Rupert talked about earlier, the Katipunan. Katipunan is a shorter term for kataas-taasan, kagalang-galang, Katipunan, which means it's the highest, it is society with the highest integrity, right? And it's really sad, these white motherfuckers co-opted the KKK when we came up with it in fucking 18, I'm not good at math, so fuck that shit.
I saw one of my...
The KKK belongs to fucking us.
I saw like my Lolo's hat, and I was like, "Look, why is there a KKK in your hat?"
Yeah.
That was kind of weird, right? So,
Yeah,
and then you learn this.
Yeah, we founded the KKK to kill white people, so...
The song is called America with 3 Ks.
This song we usually play at the end of the set because it's called Goodbye. But it's about, I hate when people explain what the song's about, but I suck as a singer, so you have no idea what I'm saying.
No, you don't, Tom Hanks.
Fuck you. Yeah, actually, I was Madet before I was Tom Hanks, okay? So, yeah. Anywho, the song's Goodbye. He once said Gen X never apologizes, but I'm sorry to all you young kids there. We should have done fucking better. We promised you a lot of shit. We tried. Still the same old shit.
Feel ba that song?
At least wala kang gout, man.
Alright, this next song is made by our beloved Mark. And he's going to be singing this song for us. And this song is called Sudden.
He should be saying more stuff. Right. There's another thing Rupert said today about expansionism, global expansionism. Well, a lot of us are here because where we were is untenable. And, you know, a lot of here are here because of circumstance. But you gotta remember, you know, you have a right to be here. And when you're here, you fucking take what's yours, not what you're fucking owed. Alright? What's fucking yours. Generational trauma. And how the fuck we're supposed to get rid of it if each generation has to go through the same old fucking shit? Yeah. My parents grew up during the Second World War, so I'm old as fuck. And they were old as fuck when they had me, so, you know, I'm not that fucking old. But the point is, my parents grew up on opposite sides of the Atlantic during the Second World War, with shit going on around them. And I grew up in the 80s and the 90s in the Philippines, with those same parents, still going through the same fucking shit. And they didn't pass anything on to fucking me. The world passed shit on to me. And so I came here and thought, perhaps my kids won't have to go through the same old shit. But guess what? My kid's 22. We're on the brink of World War III, just like when I was 15. So, let's just say, generational trauma, it's not your fault.
This song is called Grove 89. Alright. Alright, this next one is called Destroy.
Things seem to be coming up back here. But I just wanted to take a moment to tell you guys about, Aklasan Fest. What it's meant to me personally over the years. First one was 10 years ago, as you can all do math better than I can. And I met a lot of new people there, and I made a lot of new friends. And I'd say 25% of the people here I know. And I met them at the Aklasan Fest or some other event, which was put on by Rupert. When I first met Rupert, I'll set the stage. It's like 2006. I'm the world's oldest immigrant. I'm 33 because I refused to fucking come here. But when Nora was finally elected to a government position, I had made a bet with my wife. I said, we're staying here. This country's never going to get better if everybody leaves. But I gave her an ultimatum. If Nora, some of you know who she is, ever gets elected to a government office, yeah, we're not fucking out of here. Unfortunately, 6 months later, she was a council person of something. And so, we were like, okay, fine, let's get the fuck out of here. And so, I'm a new father, 33 years old, in a new country. We moved to the East Bay because I said, fuck America, it's really fucking boring. I've been there, I have not liked it. But the East Bay seems kind of cool. And I don't want to be that dad who tells everybody, like, in the old country, stop that shit. You move your family, don't move your other shit. But I wanted to get them to be in an area where they could explore who they were culturally, if they so chose to as individuals. And so here we are. But I'm felt lonely as fuck. I have no friends, taking care of kids 24/7. But I heard about this guy who was in a Filipino punk band called Escapo. And I had no idea where shows were or anything like that. But I knew what the Gilman was, because even Maximum Rock and Roll would make it to the Philippines every once in a while, So I went on the Gilman website, and I saw that they were playing a show. And that was in 2010 or so, where I first met you. And I've met a lot of people through this guy. And people throw that word, pillar of the community, around a lot of bullshit. But you know what? This guy's a pillar of the community. organization, but a pillar is a fucking gathering place. Di ako umiyak, oh. I'm not crying, you're crying.
Bahay Kubo.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's just a story I wanted to tell to give us time to
It's just sweat. It's not anything my eyes.
yeah, it's just basically us stalling for time because we wanted to. I've always wanted to play with Rupert, and I've always wanted to play with Escapo. And so there's a really nice song. I'm gonna let him do the rest of the shit talking.
So, come up a little closer. Magkwentuhan na. We started Escapo in Vallejo, California in 1995. We existed from 1995 to 2010. I wrote this song because my father died and I did not have the money or the resources to go to his funeral, and I felt the shame of it. And it wasn't until much, much later that I visited his grave in 2009. So I started Aklasan Records in Aklasan Fest, not to sell records, not to put out the bands that were most profitable. I wanted to start it to elevate Filipinos, not to tokenize us, not to fetishize us, but to celebrate us for our anger, for our pain, for our trauma, for our rage, for our resilience, for our resistance. But I wrote the song when we wrote the song we were 19 years old. That's a long fucking time. If you know the words. All my life I've been waiting for this rain. What's on the waves, my soul, until he's my pain. Looking back, it's been 7 years down the drain. Will I see my home? Will I see my pain? Fight for them all, let me do them all. Dig up this one, I'm feeling it for me. Dig up all the level, do the best in mind. I've been done to the digging, it's been not just done.
Maraming salamat for Madapaka. Salamat Rupert, salamat Aklasan Records. Salamat Roy. Salamat Escapo.